What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another album review. I know it has been a good week, but I'm trying to keep up the best I can. I'm trying to maintain how I'm going to do this each and every day, and I think y'all know the process. It's pretty hectic. But anywho, y'all are not here to hear about my complaints and, debates or whatever. Y'all are here for one reason and one reason only. And today we are going to do the most anticipated album of the year. And I feel like I said that about J. Cole's album, but this is another album that was very anticipated, and that is ASAP Rocky, Don't Be Dumb. Now, this is ASAP Rocky's fourth studio album released January 16th, 2026 under AWGE slash ASAP World and RCA Records. Now, as y'all know, this album is really one of those albums that took a very long time. 8 years is a very long time from his last album. If y'all remember, I'll probably put it on the screen somewhere. That was his last album before this album. So that was in 2018. Now, to sum that up, I was in high school when that album came out. So that should let you know how long it's been since he's dropped an album. But obviously a lot happened in his life. Having kids, obviously being with Rihanna, having his own endorsements, his own different lines with different companies, and movies. So it makes sense that he took that long, but in the same way it doesn't. And I'll probably explain that throughout the video. But I've obviously done too much talking. Let's get straight into this long anticipated album that I feel like we've waited almost a decade for.
It's been a little while since I've been in the league. A couple little trials, couple little leaks. Still in the field like I'm running in cleats. Last time I checked, we still in the league.
First song we got on here is Order of Protection. I think for a intro song, it was honestly pretty decent. I enjoyed it quite a bit. It's a pretty short song, but I'll explain, why. So starting off with production, I feel like the production definitely gave you that futuristic, experimental sound that I thought was very, very good. I thought like the hollows in the background were honestly a very creative part of it. It just gave you kind of just like that outer or inner space kind of like vibe to it, so it definitely blended in very well. As far as lyrics from ASAP, obviously I feel like his lyrics were solid for the most part. He just kept it patient. He didn't really speed up with the production. He kept it very leveled for the most part. I enjoyed his wordplay. As far as like vocabulary, we know ASAP is one of the best of all time when it comes to vocabulary, so I feel like within this song it was pretty solid. Not really top tier, but just a good intro song to start off the album. So no really big complaints, but a pretty solid song overall.
Profile 100 on a Hummer, no gas. 89 price on the ticket. Exercise, eat all my vegetables. Fuck us, I'm desperate, bout hit bitten.
Next song we got on here is Helicopter. I would say right off the bat, the production is crazy. I honestly enjoy it a lot. It just gives you kind of that, like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's something I would eventually hear on GTA, which I know GTA 6 gotta add this song. It gives you that kind of vibe where it's kind of like that running from the cops kind of music. It feels right. The beat is amazing. The sounds in the background is very unique. And I definitely just like the creativeness of the production overall. And then when we get into the lyrics, I definitely love the wordplay and the vocabulary from ASAP on this song. I think he just spit so well. He kept it at a steady pace. There was never a point of time where I felt like it was just too much. He vibed with it, and I honestly would say this is one of the more underrated songs within the album because it doesn't really have that many plays, but I feel like for ASAP fans, they would like enjoy this song the most because it just brings kind of that raw ASAP that we all love. So I definitely enjoyed this song a lot.
First you stole my flow, so I stole your bitch. I can't trust a soul, just my pole and my kids. Swear to never lie.
Next song we got on here is Stole Your Flow. I thought this song was cool. It wasn't necessarily bad, but it wasn't necessarily good, and I'll probably explain why. I feel like the production is solid. It gives me kind of that kind of Skrillex kind of sound to it. If you ever listen to like Skrillex, it kind of has that kind of production on it, which ironically enough, Skrillex is featured on this album, but we'll get into that later on. But I feel like the production is just, it's something I gotta listen to more to maybe catch on. I just didn't enjoy it maybe the first or second listen, but maybe third listen might be the charm and it might do it for me, but the production's okay. I can appreciate the creativeness, but I'm like not like the biggest fan of it. And then when we get into the lyrics, I feel like his sound overall is very low. Not low quality, but it sounds kind of more quiet than the production, which I feel like the production somewhat overpowers his lyrics in a way. And I feel like that could be the most annoying part about listening to certain music, when you're not really getting the full like listen of the artist. You're getting more of the production, and that's what kind of throws it off to me. But I like how in the lyrics he's kind of flexing what he has. Like he's flexing Rihanna. Like I feel like that's something that they wanted to flex for like a long time. And when I mean they, I mean like kind of the ASAP mob, where they were before like Rihanna was even a thing for them. They were rapping about being with certain women and all that, and now he's with that certain women and he could just flex about it. And obviously Stole Your Flow, he has like such a different flow on here compared to the other two songs, so it makes sense. But it's not personally one of my favorite songs. I would honestly skip it, but it's not like the worst song, so if anybody else played it, it wouldn't be like, oh, I'll turn this off. So overall, I would say it's okay. Next song we got on here is Stay Here for Life featuring Brent Fayez. I thought this song was definitely really, really good. You can tell it's for kind of that mainstream, like that hit song. So it definitely made sense for it to be like the hit song within this album. But getting into the production, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed basically the sampling in the background, and just the beat type was really, really good. It was like one of those real like vibey tracks that you could play in the car, and I think people will like catch on to it. And I enjoyed Brent Fayez on the hook. His singing performance was amazing. He winds up doing really good on any feature nowadays. He blends in with what you want in a feature pretty much. But also ASAP performance was honestly very, very solid. Had a good rap performance overall. Wordplay was amazing. Flow was really good. Again, he just kept it steady with the song as well. So I would argue this is definitely one of my favorite songs within the album. I feel like I could listen to this over and over and not really necessarily get tired of it. It's like meant for like radio play, if that makes sense. So definitely a solid song.
Show 'em how to ball.
Next song we got on here is Player. I think this song is one of the best representations of him explaining not to wife certain females. You gotta play with them, and that's what he's representing, that he's a player in this sense. So I think the best representation I could explain is like he's basically just saying, I don't know how to describe it because I'm not gonna sit up here and say he's pimping, but he's a player. Like he can get any girl he wants without trying, basically. That's basically the best way I can explain that. But getting into the production, it's very smooth. It's very like West Coast like sound, and I think I enjoy that the most. I enjoyed that the most because it just vibes with what he's saying and how he's explaining what a player is, and I just think he's real cool with it. And then I think lyrics wise, obviously, he's just again explaining what I just mentioned, pretty much the first part. But I feel like his wordplay is amazing, flow is amazing as well, and I feel like he stayed on subject with what he was talking about. So I feel like storytelling wise was definitely really good as well. But if I'm being honest, it's not a song I would listen to all the time, but I feel like it's a good vibey song to hear every now and then and just, catch on to. So I would say overall another pretty solid song.
Niggas talking reckless, must be out his mind. X him off the checklist, read between the lines. I might move to Texas,
Next song we got on here is No Trespassing. I feel like another okay song, and I'll probably explain why. I feel like when it comes to production, I feel like he never fails when it comes to being creative wise, but in some ways I feel like certain snares within certain tracks are a bit like random, and I don't know, it just feels kind of off and I'm just not really used to it. Now I want to explain, I have done an ASAP Rocky album review before, and it was like one of his first projects, and I could easily tell y'all it's miles different from what I'm hearing now, and the production just on this song just is a little like much, and I just didn't enjoy it that much. So yeah, but I feel like lyrics wise, obviously he's able to just keep up with the production, even with it being kind of just weird to me. But he obviously has a steady flow on there, and I feel like his flow is definitely up there with one of the greatest of all time. Maybe like uh, maybe top 20, top 30 is safe to say, but I feel like he vibed on the track well. It's just I couldn't really get with the production. I feel like it kind of threw it off for the most part, but not a bad song. It's just I couldn't really like connect with the song how I wanted to. So yeah.
drop top Benz with all my pendants. Middle finger up, never pointing with my index. Out the box.
Next song we got on here is Stop Snitching featuring Bossman D-Lo. D-Lo, right? I think I said that right. Bossman D-Lo and Sauce Walker. I feel like this song is very acceptable. It matches everybody's energy as far as production, because I feel like the production is very chaotic. It's very energetic in a way. It's like a crime scene kind of production. So I feel like that's decent. The beat type on here is also decent for the most part. It's not too much, but I just feel like it fits within the rappers rapping on this particular song. Like I feel like ASAP's part was honestly very phenomenal, but I was very impressed with Sauce Walker's feature on here. I feel like his cadence on here is like kind of crazy. Like it seems so offbeat, but yet it like matches at the same time. It's like he has such a different cadence that it's like crazy how he's able to keep up with like the production with even such a different cadence. I wish I could describe it, but y'all would have to like hear it to like understand what I'm saying. So overall, this is like another song that I feel like underrated wise in terms of lyrics, but in terms of production, it's like fair. It's not like the greatest production. It's not nothing memorable, but I feel like for the most part, it's solid. So I would say this is a pretty good song overall. I can't even lie.
Is they having fun?
Next song we got on here is STFU featuring Slay Squad. Right off the rip, I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I don't mess with this song at all. And the thing is, this is a rap album review, so I'm only trying to review rap songs. Now, there is a certain occasion where I'll like a off genre song, like rather it sounds country, rather it sounds rock and roll, rather it sounds gospel, or you know, any other genre that maybe isn't rap that I sometimes can enjoy. But this song I can't get with. I'm not even gonna sit up here and act like I can. It's really all over the place. It's a mix of just nothing that relates to rap at all. It's a very experimental track for the most part. So if you're into super experimental tracks, I would suggest maybe this. But if you're not, then I wouldn't suggest this song at all. So I would argue the worst song on the album, um, probably easily. So yeah, wouldn't listen to this song again ever.
Sometimes I forget what love is.
Next song we got on here is Punk Rocky. So another back-to-back song that I'm just like not the biggest fan of, and it's not a rap song. It's more, well, it's in the title, Punk Rocky. So yeah, just I didn't enjoy it. It's just I can't really vibe with it. I just can't. Like I I hate that there's two songs that I would never go back to because it's just that experimental rock punk that I just didn't enjoy. And I already told y'all earlier, like there's occasions where I can enjoy that. This is just not one of them. So I would argue the second worst song on the album. Don't know if that's a good take or not. I mean, y'all might be into kind of that certain genre, but I'm just not fully in. So another bad song that I'll more than likely not listen to.
Been away a long time, baby.
Next song we got is Air Force featuring Black DeMarco. Actually, I don't even think that's a feature at all. I think that's just within the song. This is another song that I'm very just like not all the way in on. I'm not even gonna lie, and I'll tell y'all why. The production to me is, again, I can appreciate the creativeness, but it really I can't get with it. It sounds like an old video game that they're just kind of spamming the buttons on, and it just doesn't sound good. I'm not even gonna lie, and the beat doesn't make up for it at all, and I'm not really happy with the production on this song at all. And then comes the lyrics, which then comes the production, because I feel like, again, it's one of those productions that overpowers ASAP's lyrics. And when it does that, it just doesn't make the song very enjoyable, at least to me. So I couldn't really enjoy it as much as maybe anybody else because I just feel like the production really overpowered ASAP's lyrics. And that's not to say I didn't hear what he was saying, but the production was so overpowering that I couldn't really like truly pay attention to ASAP's lyrics. So this is another song that I'm honestly gonna skip again. And we were starting off so good, but 3 songs in a row that I would skip is not good. So we're off to a pretty mid start, I would say.
Baby, thank you for some time now. Don't need to take no time.
Next song we got on here is Whiskey featuring Growlilla. I don't know why I don't know how to say that. It's Gorillas. Yeah, I think that's how you say that. And West Side Gun. Sorry about that. Definitely one of my favorite songs throughout the album. It's my type of ASAP vibe that I really enjoy, and I'll explain why. When it comes to the production, a very, very mellow production. I love just the vibe of it, and I love how it gets a more hyper version of a low-key vibey track. It has a really good beat type. Just the creative sounds in the background, I think I really enjoyed a lot. Not only that, ASAP just wind up completing the whole song by just having his little flow, his little concept to this particular song that I really, really enjoyed. But when it comes to features, I'm not gonna lie, West Side Gun's feature is so like unnecessary. Cause I thought he was actually gonna spit a verse and he didn't. All he said was boom, 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 boom. And it was just like, okay, like what a wasted feature in a way. I'm not even gonna lie, but I did mention that Skrillex was in this album, and I meant to say Gorillaz was in this album, not Skrillex. So I don't know where Skrillex even came from, but Gorillaz, yes, they are in this album, and for the most part, I feel like this song is very vibey. It's very like it's a one of those songs that I feel like anybody could just keep up with, but I just feel like the West Side Gun feature was just kind of like useless, essentially. So, but overall, a song I could listen to over and over, and I would say one of the better songs within the album.
Superstar, jazz man, no guitar, rock star, in charge, in general, my kernels pop off, popcorn, y'all coons, all y'all do is log on.
Next song we got on here is Robbery featuring Doshi. My bad. I said Doshi. I think that's her name. I'm gonna be honest, didn't really enjoy this song like that. I love, again, the creativeness, the concept wise. It makes sense. I get it, but is this even really a song? Like, let's be honest. Now, when we go into the production, it definitely gives you that jazzy kind of feel to it where it's kind of like one of those hidden coffee shops that you go to and you listen to like, certain words that they say and spill and just give you that kind of talkative jazz feel. And I can be into that to an extent, but like through a song, I'm like, I'll probably pass. And then when it comes to lyrics, like there really isn't nothing too impressive. Like ASAP was fine. Doshi was fine. Like I just feel like this is just one of those songs that you just want to skip because it just feels like an extra song that didn't really need to be added into it. And that's what kind of ruins it for me. Like I just feel like this song is like one of those throw-in songs that nobody's really going to be that invested in. Like, no one is going to be confident enough to tell me, like, this is one of the better songs on the album. Like, at that point, you're lying to me because this clearly isn't. Like, this isn't even really a song. That's what I'm saying. So, honestly, like, I could say it's one of the worst songs, but it's not, like, super bad. It's just a song that's like there. Like you listen to it one or two times and then never listen to it again. So, yeah, I would say this song is mid or bad if you want to do that.
I can see the sky crying when your rain falls here. Gotta close the windows when the wind blows there.
Next song we got on here is Don't Be Dumb / Trip Baby. I feel like this song was okay. It's not like nothing crazy, but it does bring me kind of that love, sex, drink kind of vibe to it. LSD, just to make it more easier for what I'm talking about. But I feel like make an album like LSD and not make a different album, if that makes sense. So when I hear the production on both sides, the first production on Don't Be Dumb, it's like it brings kind of somewhat of a nostalgic feel to it. It's not nothing too crazy. It's a very slow paced production, but it's like okay. Like I'm not like crazy about it. And then when you get to the second part of the production, nothing's really like sticking out on the production on the second part. It's very like lazy production for the most part. It's not nothing too crazy, so it's like okay. Then when we get to the lyrics, like the lyrics are like okay as well. Like, it's not nothing to like hold on to. I feel like his flow was just matching the pace of the production for the most part, and I don't know. It's just one of those songs again that I feel like it's such a throw in, and it's just it's kind of irritating. But overall, I would say a mid song at best.
Don't trip, keep calm, carry on now. Even though the wicked ones but the bomb now. Heard the stick with kids wanna burn the sun.
Next song we got on here is The End featuring will.i.am and Jessica Pratt. I thought this song was very interesting because the concept is the end, and if you hear the hook of the song, there's a kid that's saying this is the way the world ends. And the way he's going about it, which I'll explain first, well, I'll explain in a second, but let's get into the production first. I thought the production was very creative. It brought that kind of dark side that I felt like was expected due to the title, but it was very just like, it was kind of like a creepy world ending kind of sound to it, and that I thought that was really creative. I don't know if will.i.am was on the production on this one, but that's the kind of vibe it definitely gave me. And not only that, will.i.am starting off the album, starting off the song, I thought was very unique. I thought his flow was very, very good. And then when we get into ASAP's lyrics, I feel like the way he describes how the world is going to end, especially with us being at war and them putting certain stuff in our foods, and you know, there's just a big conspiracy going on in the world that, you know, we are still figuring out to this day, and it makes you worry in a way, but it also makes you feel like, you know, what can you really do when you can't see what's really going on in person. So I thought this was a great example that ASAP was able to spill within a 3 minute and 35-second song, but I feel like it's definitely needed. I feel like people need to hear this more because, you know, many people don't like to hear the truth because sometimes the truth can hurt and sometimes it can be bad, but you deserve to hear the truth. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, like, I would want to know when I die at some point. Like, I just want to know because then that way, hey, I could do whatever I want right now instead of just waiting years and months from now or even decades from now. Why not know now? And I feel like this song is a good example of knowing what's going on right now.
Look, you fine as hell to me. They fall in love with you's a crime, I take that felony. Shit, I do a century. Shit.
Next song we got on here is SWAT Team. This song was decent for the most part. The production is very psychopath. It gives you like that psychopath kind of vibe to it. It's very like, it's very pacey, but like in a good way. It's like, it just gives you kind of that like the psycho killers coming kind of vibes. Like, that's the kind of production it gives. But I feel like the beat type is decent on this song. I feel like just creatively wise, the production is just very like creative. If I hadn't said that before, duh. But when we get into the lyrics, again, it's one of those songs where I feel like the production just really overpowers his lyrics. And not only that, I don't feel like he was spitting nothing crazy within this song. I just feel like this was one of those songs that he just was very low key on, not really trying to make anything crazy. But I feel like for the most part, it's a fine song to listen to. Like, it's a song that you'll maybe listen to every now and then and you'll catch on to it. So it's not, to me, one of the worst songs, but it's not one of the better songs neither. It's kind of just in that middle spot where you could be like, okay, I can pretty much like, what's the word I'm looking for? Basically, I can withstand this song, basically. It's not a song I would skip, but it's not a song I would invest in neither. So that's the kind of vibe it gives me right away.
Rocky, don't be dumb, my G. You know where I'm from. Keep it player.
Next song we got on here is Fish and Steak featuring Tyler the Creator and Jazzy. Oh man, I have been waiting for a Tyler and ASAP feature for the longest of time, and we finally got one. And I definitely enjoyed this song a lot because I've been waiting for something like this forever. I don't know when's the last time they collabed on a song, but it's definitely been like close to a decade. At least I think. But I feel like the production is so good. It definitely gives me like Wolf, like Tyler the Creator, Wolf Haley vibes, and I kind of like that. I'm like, dude, this is like so like sinister in a way, but like such a good bass, and I just love it. Like I just love it for Tyler. I love it for ASAP. It makes so much sense. And then when we talk about lyrics, I mean, lyrics wise, I'm not complaining at all. Tyler and ASAP are like one of the more underrated duos in the rap game that I could call, because they just, when they make a song, you just have to like appreciate it. And they just made a beautiful song at the end of the day. I would argue one of the more underrated songs within the album, but I mean, when you got Tyler on the song, can it be that underrated? I don't know. Probably not, but definitely one of the better songs on the album for sure. Next song we got on here is Flack Flactito Jody. Hopefully I said that right. Featuring oh my god, Toshka. To, oh my god, I hate this. Hopefully I'll put it on the screen. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I feel like this is like one of those songs that, again, isn't really like a care in the world, just making a song just to make a song. This definitely sounds like something you would play at a club and people just kind of like get vibey with it. You know what? I take that back. This sounds like some sex music. I'm gonna just put that out there right now. Like this just sounds like something you would play during intercourse, and y'all do y'all thing. Like that's what it gives me. At least I would say production wise. Like production wise, it gives me that. Lyrics wise, maybe something different, but it's not really nothing important. This is just really like one of those songs that's like not important within the album, but it's just like a song where you're just like, you could throw that in there. Like I don't care. So personally, not a song I would listen to all the time or really ever. If somebody played it, I'd kind of be like, can you like please skip this? This is just not really it. But maybe I'll grow to like it in the next couple months. Who knows?
I smoked away my brain. I think I'm going dumb. Cocaine up on my gums. I think they going numb.
The last song we have on this album is I Smoked Away My Brain. And if y'all know, y'all know. Now, those who don't know, he had already dropped this song a while ago. And I'm only laughing because when you drop a song that was years old and you put it within your new album, I almost just feel like that's such a spit in the face to like every ASAP fan that has been waiting for something new, and then you give us this. And don't get me wrong, this song is amazing. It brings nostalgic feels. I love just the background of it. I love the flow of ASAP Rocky. I love this song in general, but when you force it on us over 1,000 times in different sequences, I just feel like you're essentially making the song worse. But I enjoy this song. But I am gonna give it a thumbs down only because I've heard this song like over 1,000 times, and it's one of those songs where I feel like, yes, it can't get old, but like don't put it within the new album. Just leave it as a single, please. Like just do that and we'll be good. So that's all I got to say about this song. It's a great song, but you're kind of burying it by putting it within your new album, knowing that this came out years ago. So that's all I got to say about that. All right, y'all. Now we are going to break down the 5 credentials. Yes, no more 6 credentials because the creativity part, which is the part that's gone, I low key kind of spill into context and I explain the context and creativity together. So I might as well take away creativity and just explain everything within context wise. So here are the 5 credentials that I'm going to put on the screen that I'm going to explain. And the first credential we have is production. Now, production, I will say, is definitely different from a lot of his other albums, but I feel like it's different for each album anyways. But I feel like production wise was solid. I like how different it is. I like how he gave us different experimental sounds, different beat types, different just nostalgic sampling sounds in general. There were some that I didn't really like that much, and then there were some that I really did like. So if I had to give it 1 through 10, I would give it a solid 6. Only because I just feel like some of the production was just like not there, and then some of it was there. And I feel like that's fair. A 6 out of 10, I feel like I can honestly say is okay. Next one we got is features. Features wise, I feel like looking at it on paper, it's not nothing too crazy. But hearing them, I feel like they put on their better performances within a feature, especially like people like Sauce Walker. I was very impressed with. Tyler the Creator did his thing. Surprisingly, I didn't hear like ASAP Ferg on here or none of the ASAP Mob, so I thought that was kind of interesting and kind of just like different. But overall, I feel like the features were definitely very solid, so I would give honestly 1 through 10 a good 8. I think an 8 is fine. They weren't bad, so definitely an 8 out of 10 on features. Next one we got is rap performance. I've never necessarily been that disappointed when it comes to rap performance on ASAP. But within this album, it is kind of shaky at times because most of the times it really isn't rap performance. It's him doing rock and roll and punk and maybe singing at times, and it just doesn't feel like a rap album at times. So I feel like for the most part, 1 through 10, I would give a solid 7 because I feel like some of his rap performances are really good, and then some that aren't rap wise are like not something I would really pay attention to. So, I mean, I think a 7 out of 10 on rap performance is fair, but if you take away all those songs that doesn't involve rap, this would probably get like a 9 out of 10. So, there you go. Next we got is context. I feel like context wise, he definitely stayed on par with just, him flexing his lifestyle and how his life has been over the years. And I feel like he has the right to do that. Like, he is able to bend words to an extent and have a really good vocabulary within the album that I really enjoyed. So I feel like context wise, I have to give a solid 9 out of 10. I feel like it definitely brings out the better version of him, but it also lets you know like he could in some way be running out of ideas to rap about. Just saying. And last but not least, we got album cover. The album cover is very, very like out there. But it also shows some of his fashion ideas within the album cover. Just on a blank paper, it's something that I feel like he drew up himself, and I feel like creatively you can't knock him for that. So if I seen an album like this in a vinyl store, I would be pretty gravitated towards it because it looks different. It speaks to me, like it wants me to like buy the vinyl like right away. So honestly, I give a solid 10 out of 10. I know it in some ways it could be a little wacky, Maybe it looks like a kid's drawing to some people, but I feel like at least he did something compared to a lot of other people. A lot of other people, they just take pictures of old photos and just be like, yeah, this is an album cover, which gets kind of old after a while. So I can appreciate how creative he is with the album cover. So I'm going to give it a good 10 out of 10. Now we are down to the final verdict of this album. This very long anticipated album that I would argue, was it worth the wait? No, it was not worth no dang 8 years, almost a whole decade. And the reason why I have to explain that, because many people like to try to be like, oh, you know, they're just living life and they have issues just like we do. Listen, I understand A$AP Rocky is a human being. We all know these people are human beings. But if you're sitting up here justifying and telling me that 10 years, almost 10 years was worth waiting on another album, yeah, no, I'm not with you on that. Because at best, I'll give a rapper or just an artist in general 3 years. If it's taking you any longer than that, at that point, I can't invest in you. And with it taking from high school all the way to me being in my mid-20s to like come out with another album, I just feel like I'm not as invested as I was 8 years ago. So with all that being said, if I'm gathering all that up to confirm the final verdict, I am honestly giving it a good 7 out of 10. I feel like that's fair. That will conclude today's video. I hope y'all enjoyed. If y'all did, like, subscribe, and comment down below what other albums y'all want me to do. Also, click the link down in my description for all my social medias. But yeah, I'll be more active as much as I can, and I'll catch y'all next time.